8003-333 or 0815-7003-333. You can visit our website at airportgoldentiliphotel.com.
Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, where luxury meets comfort.
Believe me, believe me, believe me.
Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Line Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender guitars, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less.
It's easy to cover the news, but what we are doing is hard.
Front page review.
Front Page Review gives you the story beyond the headlines, the news from every angle.
Now let's start the review with this day. The lead story, bury zoning and bury Nigeria.
The story on top of the lead, terror threats, Sanwo-Olu summons emergency security meeting. Last but not the least is the story on the window. At 70, Buhari extols Daisy Danjuma's years of service.
Join the Front Page Review at 7 a.m. every weekday on VOP 96.1 FM.
Bye there.
Inakwana.
Good morning.
Ilahiala. Ekaro. Obohia.
Good morning.
Mewo.
Edio. Keideo.
Good morning. Rise and shine. This is the morning ride. We have got an action-packed day ahead with headlines, sports, business, great conversation. Start your day right with VOP's Morning Ride, weekdays from 5 a.m. Good morning. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to Front Page Review on Voice of the People, 96.1 FM Abuja. I hope you're doing well because today's Thursday, 31st day in the month of August 2023. Incidentally, it is the last day of the month, and we are going to be welcoming the last quarter of the year, talking about the Ember month. September is just around the corner. So let's hope for the best. But hoping for the best, let's also try our best. That is how you get the results that you will be happy with. My name is Ali Udoma, and just like always, we're here with top stories making rounds on the Nigerian pages, talking about newspapers in Nigeria. And we titled it Front Page Review on your friendly frequency, 96.1 FM, where we give you the opportunity to be heard. Now you have a voice. Whatever we do here is tailored towards making you better informed, entertained, and be assured that we will open the phone line so that we get to hear from you. That is, we get to hear your thoughts on some of the stories that we will be bringing to you today. Don't forget that halfway through, that is by 7:30, we will be linking up with our guest analyst in person of Mr. El-Rufai Oseni, who will also add color to our conversation this morning. First of all, I'm going to start by paying tribute to a fallen hero, talking about Nigeria's flag designer Akin Kumi, who died at the age of 87. And we have a headline here that talks about that. But before I go into that headline, I want to use this medium to say, on behalf of the management and staff of Voice of the People 96.1 FM Abuja, we extend our condolences to the family of Akinkunmi. Let's go straight to this headline on The Guardian that says, Nigeria's flag designer Akinkunmi dies at 87. Tinubu Oyinlola mourn. All right, now the details. The Nigerian who designed Nigeria's flag, Pa Michael Taiwo Akinkunmi, OFR, is dead. Akinkunmi died on Tuesday after a brief illness at 87. His demise was announced via a Facebook account by one of his children, Akinkunmi. He wrote, "Life is indeed transient. I can say boldly that you live a life with a landmark. Continue to rest, my father, Pa Michael Taiwo Akinkunmi, OFR. Great man has gone indeed." Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu, yesterday, in a statement by his special advisor on media and publicity, Ajuri Ngalale, condoled with Akinkunmi's family following his passing into glory. According to the president, Akinkunmi lived and worked for the greatness of the country. Also, a former governor of Osun State, Olagunsoye Akinlola, yesterday mourned Akinkunmi. Oyinlola, who spoke with The Guardian in Ibadan, said Akinkunmi should be recognized, adding that he did a noble thing for the country. And of course, this is the end of this particular story that we have. But before I move to the next story, I have to say that this is a huge loss for Nigeria. We will lose a hero, because if you look at the history, when he designed the Nigerian flag, it was when he saw the advert that Nigeria needs a flag to be designed. Amongst over 2,000 applicants, the designs that were submitted, his was considered the best, and that is why we have the green and white color of our flag. We thank you. This is a legacy that will continue to live into the unforeseeable future. This is going to be Nigeria going forward. All right, let's move to other stories. We pray that may his soul rest in perfect peace. This is a story on the Punch newspaper that says, UK top list of registered Nigerians in diaspora. The United Kingdom tops the list of registered Nigerians in diaspora, according to the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission. On June 29, 2021, NIDCAM launched its data mapping and registry portal in Abuja in a bid to galvanize holistic and realistic data of Nigerians in the diaspora. According to the data made available to Punch correspondent on Wednesday, diasporas from 28 countries have so far registered on the portal as of the time of filing this report, although the Commission did not provide a figure for the total number of registered diasporas. The United Nations Department of Economic and Social Welfare put Nigeria's diaspora population at 1.7 million in 2020. The breakdown of the data provided by NIDCOM showed that registered Nigerians in the UK were at 22.5%, followed by the United States of America at 21.4% and the United Arab Emirates at 5.4% registered diasporas. Others include Qatar with 4.8%, Canada with 4.4%, South Africa 4.0%, Germany 2.5%, Saudi Arabia 2.3%, Italy 2.3%, Ghana 1.5%, Malaysia 1.1%, France 0.9%, Spain also with 0.9%, and Uganda with 0.7%. The data also showed that Australia had 0.7%, China 0.7%, the Benin Republic with also 0.7%, as well as Sierra Leone, Turkey, Switzerland, then Russia with 0.6%, Philippines also, Niger Republic, Ireland with 0.6%, while Ukraine has 0.5%, Kyrgyzstan 0.1%. Speaking on the low registration, the NIDCOM head of technology transfer innovation, Abdurrahman Terab, said most diasporas are just gaining confidence in the country. We try as much as possible that the diaspora register online whenever we have programs, event, or activities. This is telling us the number of Nigerians who are in the diaspora, and UK tops the list. I don't know how to look at it, but again, a lot of Nigerians, if they want to leave the shores of Nigeria, their preferred destination usually is UK. Most people that want to Japa, they will tell you, I want to go to the UK. But I have my reservation for that. This is my personal thought. Although, let's move to other stories that is talking about our wellness, talking about our health, and now we are looking at something that has to do with our health. Nigeria investing in health data infrastructure, according to the new Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Ali Pati, who yesterday said the federal government was committed to investing in health data infrastructure capacity building to overcome dire health challenges, especially in tackling neglected tropical diseases and engaging multi-sectoral approach to combating antimicrobial resistance. Party stated this at the ongoing 73rd session of the World Health Organization Regional Committee for Africa in Botswana, according to a statement signed by the Director of Press at the Federal Ministry of Health, Patricia Dewo-Ritchie. NTDs are a diverse group of 20 conditions that are mainly prevalent in tropical areas where they affect more than 1 billion people who live in impoverished communities. These diseases are neglected because they are almost absent from the global health agenda, receive little funding, and are associated with stigma and social exclusion. Nigeria is one of the most endemic countries in the world for NTDs, and the NTDs in Nigeria include elephantiasis, soil-transmitted helminthiasis, river blindness, trachoma, schistosomiasis, snake bites, leishmaniasis, human African trypanosomiasis, mycetoma, rabies, leprosy, yaws, fascioliosis, and scabies. Party, who was represented at the event by the permanent secretary of the ministry, Kachalom Daju, said the government was taking vital steps towards addressing issues of AMR, which poses a grave threat to human, animal, and environmental health in the region. As we strive, she says, to build robust health information systems, we recognize the imperative of timely, accurate, and comprehensive data to guide our policies and interventions. She said, whilst acknowledging the achievements and progress outlined in the 2022-2023 annual report of the World Health Organization African region, he stated that the report underscores the collective efforts in advancing health and well-being across the continent, particularly during the COVID-19 pandemic. He maintained that some of the giant strides made in the Nigerian health sector as captured by the report include the collaborative response to the COVID-19 pandemic, aligning with the pursuit of universal health coverage, UHC. We have excelled in code, that is he now saying, we have excelled in immunization, which is pivotal in the public health landscape. The integration of vaccines, APV vaccines, typhoid conjugate vaccine, and the malaria vaccine will mark a significant leap forward. These steps align with our commitments to preventing diseases that have long burdened our communities, Party said. And still within the health sector, let's take a look at this headline also on the Punch newspaper that says African countries paying Nigerian doctors 3 times higher, according to CMDs. The chairman of the Committee of Chief Medical Directors of Federal Tertiary Hospitals, Professor Imem Bassi, on Wednesday said other African countries are now poaching Nigerian medical doctors and other health professionals. He also said that countries like Sierra Leone and Gambia were offering them up to $3,000 to $4,000, which was about 3 to 4 times in the country. Bassi, who is the CMD of the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital, said the health sector is currently undergoing a major crisis in terms of manpower as health professionals are leaving in droves. He also said doctors often went on strike because the government often failed to meet unrealizable promises. Bassi said this when he appeared before the House of Representatives ad hoc committee to probe employment racketeering in federal government agencies alongside the heads of other health institutions in the country. He said and I quote, some African countries are also beginning to poach from Nigeria. The West Coast is looking for our specialists. So many people are now going to places like Sierra Leone and the Gambia, and wages they earn are $3,000 to $4,000. It is about 3 to 4 times what they earn back home. So we are beginning to see that people are leaving for other African countries too. The health sector is currently undergoing a major crisis in terms of manpower. What we are seeing is that medical specialists, not just doctors, even nurses, in fact, even more nurses are leaving. Doctors, nurses, laboratory scientists, physiotherapists, radiographers, and all manners of health professionals are leaving the country in droves. That is part of the problem we are facing. Replacement of these health workers is a major problem. This is because even though we are usually granted approvals to recruit, getting the waivers is a tortuous process. He said due to the urgency of the need to replace various health professionals who leave, it is difficult to comply with federal character in recruitment. He also noted that previous government had reached ridiculous agreements because of their urgent need to end strike actions. Basi added a strike should be the very last option. But one of the things we have seen has been the fact that we see threats and threats and threats. I would say that government in the past sitting had negotiated resolutions that are not feasible just because they want to end a strike. Now they have agreements that they cannot implement, and then after a certain period, 6 months or 1 year, you have not implemented it, people now go on strike. So we need to sit down together and negotiate. The chairman of the ad hoc committee, Honorable Yusuf Gadzi, urged the doctors to be patriotic by staying back to contribute to the development of the country, even if they have better options abroad. He said the committee would work towards addressing the need to balance compliance to the spirit of federal character and filling up urgent vacancies in the health sector. I mean, this is going to be a very huge task on the hand of the Minister of Health and Social Welfare, talking about Professor Ali Pati. He is no doubt a technocrat, an experienced professional in that sector, which we are very optimistic that if he put his expertise and experience into play, we will have a total rejig and revamp in the Ministry of Health, talking about our health sector in Nigeria. But would he have the free hand to operate is something that we will wait to see, because if we are to judge by his previous antecedents as a minister, I think during Yaradua to Goodluck Jonathan regime, when he left unceremoniously because the environment was not conducive for him to operate based on what he wants to achieve as a minister of health, he had to throw in the towel and leave the shores of Nigeria. But now he has been given a very huge option, a very huge option that you cannot even compare. If you see the welfare package that he has been given by Gavi, I mean, a lot of it will take a very patriotic, an over patriotic Nigerian to turn down that offer and come and accept the position of minister in this country, considering the fact that what we are passing through is something that a lot of Nigerians would say, I would rather leave. But again, let's wait and see how the Ministry of Health will work. But we're optimistic that it will come out good for Nigerians. This is Front Page Review on Voice of the People, 96.1 FM Abuja. We will be going to the next story, but before then, I think it's high time for me to open the phone line so that we get to hear from our listeners and also viewers on YouTube. This is Front Page Review. The phone line to call and get to us in the studio and contribute your own quota to nation building. That is by telling us what your thoughts are when it comes to the headlines that we have for you today. 0700 010 961 961. I will take that again. 0700 010 961 961. You can call normal call or you send an SMS. Perhaps you want to use the WhatsApp portal. Yes, it works for the WhatsApp as well. The same number. You can call us via the WhatsApp portal or you drop a message or a voice note. We will certainly read your message and play your voice note. However, if you drop in a voice note, make sure that you don't use words that are not radio friendly, so that you don't put me or my station into problem with the regulators. I'm not going to be happy to see that kind of situation. All right, let's move to other headlines that we have here. that experts are saying, it is on the Guardian newspaper, invest in infrastructure to increase forex liquidity. Expert urge federal government as dollar consolidates around 920 naira to the dollar at parallel markets. Experts have called for urgent investment in critical infrastructure and the adoption of policies that would help to increase local production capacity to halt the free fall of naira and stabilize the foreign exchange market. Speaking on halting the decline in the international value of the naira at the Association of Capital Market Academics of Nigeria virtual third quarter 2023 symposium yesterday, the stakeholders said deliberate efforts aimed at increasing local capacity and volume of exports from key sectors of the economy would go a long way in strengthening the value of the country's currency. The call came on the heels of renewed crisis in the forex market, with naira falling to about 920 naira to the dollar earlier in the week after it failed to sustain recent gains. According to the experts, quality infrastructure stimulates production capacity, which will translate to increased export and ultimately boost the country's market share in the international space. Data contained in the foreign trade report by the National Bureau of Statistics for first quarter 2022 showed that Nigeria's imported goods were worth 20.84 trillion naira in 2020, which is 64% higher than the 12.7 trillion naira recorded in the previous year, while export value increased by 51% year-on-year to 18.91 trillion naira. This showed a 1.93 trillion naira difference. They also urged the government to ensure proper monitoring of the activities of the various institutions and agencies at the official window to ensure strict adherence to guidelines. The Chief Executive Officer of Dignity Finance and Investment Limited, Chijioke Ekechukwu, said the country's infrastructure must stimulate productivity, grow businesses to increase export, and attract foreign investment. This is really apt and timely because if you look at what we're passing through, especially in our economy, talking about the foreign exchange market, we have to improve on what we already have, and that is why going by what we have after the Federal Executive Council meeting which was chaired by the President. On Monday, we had information that he has a 3-year master plan to see how you can reject the economy. Between now and 3 years, a lot of economic interventions should be able to turn things around for us to have a more robust economy that will cater for Nigerian needs. And talking about forest liquidity, we need to have a lot of investment in terms of our infrastructure so that we attract investors to come to Nigeria, because as it is now, a lot of investors are skeptical. Some are even running away, and if some of the news that are flying and based on the reality are not encouraging, how then do you attract foreign direct investment? And also other activities that are happening in the African continent, talking about a lot of coup here and there. In fact, we will be talking about the coup that took place in Gabon when we have our guest analyst, Mr. El-Rufai Oseni, to see how it's affecting African continent as a whole. Because it is not only on the political scene, it has a lot of impact in terms of the security, in terms of the trade, that is businesses, in terms of our reputation as Africans. We will certainly look at that when we come back after this break. We will pay some bills. When we come back, we will certainly connect with our guest analysts and bring to you more stories and perspective. Stay with the Voice of the People, 96.1 FM Abuja and VOP TV on YouTube. My name is Ali Uduma. We will be back after this break.
To connect with the live studio, press 0700 010 961 961. Thank you for calling Voice of the People Radio. Please hold while we connect you.
Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Now you have a voice 1 2 1 2. Because everybody talking 96.1. Hold up, what's up? 96.1. Don't break the voice.
Thank you for choosing Voice of the People FM.
We have been serving you hot and fresh
much content on radio and you have been loving it, now we're taking it further. Catch us live on YouTube at VOP TV for all the juicy content you can't resist. Talk shows, exclusive interviews, news, lifestyle, and more. It's all about you. VOP TV, show up, speak up.
The award-winning pizza in the US is now here in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Romeo, the pizza champions, and cold berry ice cream. Delight in every school. Visit any of our outlets and feel the rich taste from the pizza champions and cold berry ice cream.
At number 4, Obomosho Street,
Area 8, Geriki, Abuja, or 3rd Avenue, Gwarinpa, Abuja, or Federal Housing Estate, Phase 2, Lube, Abuja. Call 0908-831-5906 or 0908-831-5908 or 0909-238-9861. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter at romeospizza.ng.
website
www.romeospizza.ng. Romeo, the pizza champions. Traveling to Lagos and desire a perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, number 42 Murtala Mohammed International Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in our beautiful appointed rooms, featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable stay.
Now, whether you are traveling for business or pleasure, our attentive staff is here to ensure that your every need is met. We also offer complimentary pick-up and drop from the Lagos airport.
Why not take advantage of our state-of-the-art fitness center, outdoor pool, and enjoy a delicious meal at our on-site restaurant?
With stunning views, world-class service, and a prime location, Airport Golden Tulip Hotel is the perfect choice for your next vacation or business trip.
So why wait? Book your stay today and experience the ultimate in comfort and luxury at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel.
For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-8003-333 or 0815-7003-333. You can visit our website at airportgoldentuliphotel.com.
Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, where luxury meets comfort.
Believe me, believe me, believe me.
Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Line Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender guitars, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less.
Welcome back, and in case you just joined, this is Front Page Review on Voice of the People 96.1 FM Abuja. My name is Ali Udoma, and we have actually looked at a lot of headlines, and now it's time for us to link up with our guest analyst, Mr. El-Rufai Oseni, who will also lend his voice and opinion on some of these headlines that we have. Good morning, Mr. El-Rufai. I'm fine, thank you. All right, let's start with this one here. Of course, let's pay tribute to a fallen hero before we go further. Talking about Queen Kumi. Amen. We say a big amen to that. But before we go further, I want to ask you this question, Mr. Rufai. Did Nigeria take really good care of Pa Akinkunmi during his time, as expected? Hmm. 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 All right. All right. So going forward, what should Nigeria as a country be looking forward to in terms of celebrating our heroes that are still with us before they go beyond? Hmm. Hmm. All right, let's move to this particular one, talking about what happened in issue of coup that happened in Gabon. This is becoming far too many in the African continent. Rufai, what is happening? Hello? Hello? I can get you. Let me try to establish contact with Mr. Rufai, because this issue of coup in African countries is becoming far too many, and we have to really do something about it. Let's hear some perspective concerning this issue of coup in Africa, especially the one that just happened yesterday at Gabon, when we are trying to deal with Niger Republic, and now Gabon has actually witnessed another one. So, hello, are you with me? Yes. Mm. 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 Yeah. Mm. Mm. Very well. Very well. The system is already set. All right, let's. Okay. Let's move to this one that says UK top list of registered Nigerians in diaspora. UK top list of registered Nigerians in diaspora, seconded by United States of America. But what I want to get from this particular issue here is that, talking about our foreign direct investment in Nigeria, I read something a couple of days ago talking about how China improved their economy, that if their students move to the Europe or America to study, they stay there, graduating from top universities, they stay there for like 5 years, then go back to develop their country, develop their own system. Whereas in Africa, if our people graduate top of the universities, they stay there and continue to work for America and other European countries, just like also India, they do same. And that is why you don't see Chinese people heading top agencies or companies in the West. How can we improve on that to see that we encourage our own to come back and really develop the country, and by extension the African continent as well? Hello? Hello? Yeah, I can hear you now. All right. Yes, of course. I know one thing, Mr. Fry, is that it's not as if sometimes we don't really know what to do. But why we come up with some of these questions is because we have to continue to reiterate so that they would know that we already know what to do, and we will continue to call them out to do what is necessary. And that is why we have to continue to bring some of these headlines to their notice. Moving on, there is this one on the point that says Sahara, others promote recycling with cash for waste initiative. Residents of Lagos State can now earn cash reward for their recyclable waste materials through Go Recycling, an innovative initiative powered by Sahara Group Foundation, Lagos, and other stakeholders. But my hunch now here is about recycling. Because other countries are really cashing it big in terms of the recycling industry, how can we do that with the level of waste, the amount of waste we have in Nigeria? How can we improve on that, and what are the opportunities that are lying fallow in that particular sector?
Gas. There are many farms that are powered by waste all over the world. Farm waste. So that's number one value chain. Secondly, you can also recycle the plastics to do so many things with it. And I don't know why we can develop that culture. Because, back in the days when we...
Hello?
People used to return the bottle, you remember?
Hello?
You?
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Aliyu, you remember now? You remember the days of liquid content only?
Yes, of course. You return the container. Return the bottle.
You not the container, you return the bottle.
Yes.
Liquid content only. So, now we can now start doing the liquid content only for those PET bottles and give them an incentive to take it back because it's a lot of money. And they can use them productive capacity. So there's so much money that could be made from waste. And once you have but the question is, are we truly ready? Okay.
Hello. We're having a bit of a challenge with the network today, Mr. Rufai. I cannot really hear you. If you can hear me, I can hear you. I think we have to reconnect so that we have a better reception. I really want to get the information is passing across when it comes to issue of waste in Nigeria, how we can recycle waste and get the best from it. That is really an important aspect, because if you go to almost all areas in Nigeria, not only Lagos, Abuja, Nasarawa, all the states in Nigeria, you discover that a lot of waste are there lying fallow. It even causes environmental hazard, when in actual sense they are things that can be converted to generate revenue and other benefit to humanity. All right, we were having a network issue. That is why I had to reconnect. I couldn't hear the last part of your conversation.
So there's so much potential in waste. So much money to be made from waste. In fact, the waste industry is worth billions. I have a friend, or I have an acquaintance that all she has done with Nigeria is to be able to look at facilities in waste. She calls her company waste cyclers. And what does she do? She just keep collecting waste. Bottles and everything. That's what she does for a living. She just keep collecting waste. I put her on 2 times. She just keep collecting waste. Every time she sees waste, she collects, she moves on. She collects, she moves on. She collects, she moves on. And there's so much to be made from it. So if we open up the society, there's so much. That's why when you were saying Governor Wike was talking about sanitation, I said no, you don't need sanitation now. All you need is a proper waste collection system and waste processing system. Make a lot of money from it. Yeah, let's move on to the next topic.
All right. The next topic is talking about federal government firm train exporters to boost trade with China. The federal government, in partnership with an indigenous firm, has trained Nigerian exporters on the operations of the Nigerian Export Trade House in China, Far East region, as well as on the general administration of Chinese customs. So my question now is, yes, we have heard a lot of initiative or partnership between Nigerian government and Chinese government, or Nigerian government and Chinese firms. What happened to the agreement of Nigeria that we had, I think, back in 2018 in terms of trade between Nigeria and China, that we don't need dollar, we just transact naira to yuan? What happened to that work towards achieving that? Because it's surprising that you want to buy something from China, you have to convert or you have to pay in US dollars when there is no direct link between Nigeria and dollar in that transaction.
So I'm sure you know a body called SWIFT. SWIFT is an international payment processing hub.
Yeah.
Released the data recently that shows that the American dollar still leads the way as regards international payments and processes. Over 40% of international payments and processes goes through the American dollar, or currency of choice American dollar. Second is to the euro, over 20 to 30%. I think the Chinese currency, the Chinese yuan or renminbi, just takes about 3%. Normally it used to be 0.3%. You know what China is pushing with BRIC and things like that, but the thing is, it's not possible. This system was set up, the World Trade System as we have today, which started with GATT, the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, was started as a post-Second World War order. And these were part of the Bretton Woods concession. And you know that was what snowballed into the the gold standard. Before it was abolished, there was the one by Nixon. So, predominantly the global trade was still in favor of America to a large extent. That we signed, that you were talking about in 2018, the global consideration was going to be in favor of America. So, Nigeria would look at it with our partnership with America, and that was definitely going to be frustrated. Okay. But when you also look at the SAR, what are our largest foreign volume trade partners? Most of our foreign exchange accounts, our biggest trade partners that are today still the UK, that brings to our economy. So when you look at it, the volume of trade of the UK into Nigeria compared to China, there's a part right there. But what we should do is to see how we can develop very good trading relationship with value-added goods that can give us surpluses, not liability. So there's something in trade they call comparative advantage. Yes, we have comparative advantage on an extractive industry, not processing industry. So having to be able to scale to develop comparative advantage on processing industry will make us better. So the reason why the Asians leapfrogged over us in the 70s was when they started there, they started building scale. The likes of Vietnam on this world started building scale on processing industry. So America had to help them build scale, most of these countries, as a way to be able to rehabilitate them. Americans were going there also setting up standards as regards processing and manufacturing and all of that, and using them as cheap manufacturing routes. But in that regard, they were able to build scale. That's why you see the likes of Vietnam, Cambodia, and the like. They make a lot for manufacturing, Bangladesh, and all of that. So what we should now direct as ourselves at now is the production scale, and here that will build comparative advantage over time, and also use government policies to be able to support us so that we can do well. So it's not that we didn't try it, we tried it, but many things killed the market, things like smuggling and drugs. And I'll give you a very particular story. There was a man called Adepo Wale. Wale was popular in Lagos. Adepo Wale didn't just want to retail material, so he wanted to start production, and in fact he did start local production. In the 70s, he started producing refrigerators in Nigeria. He started producing other things in In fact, we used one of his refrigerators. Gabon, you will just see Gabon written on the refrigerator. Was produced in Nigeria. But he couldn't keep up again because one, a lot of policy somersaults. Two, the rule for smuggling. Three, the government didn't protect the local producers. Four, competition became very high because they were cheaper competitors from other parts of the world. And when government was supposed to support and shield the lives of our local businesses, they didn't. So it caused a lot of problems. It caused a lot of chaos for us. And before you know it, those companies couldn't survive. The likes of Gabon shut down. And the other things they were producing shut down. And consistently, because we have a mindset of rent, most of those, most of those companies that were producing couldn't keep up. And that's why we started losing our industry. Even the ones that were foreign, that were producing here, because of the limit production weather, when? So, at some point now, the tire we used to import today was being produced in our backyard. Michelin had a plant in Port Harcourt, Dunlop had a plant, but they all had to go out. So that's why you see that VOP Radio 96.1 in Abuja, the morning newspaper, is a masterclass in national development.
Yeah.
It's some of the things here, you won't get them in some MBA schools that you pay thousands of dollars to go and attend. You will not get them in some MBAs. And I can say it boldly, you will not get them in some insights I'm just sharing with you this morning. You will not get in schools where you pay thousands of dollars to go and attend and drink tea and coffee.
All right, before I let you go, Mr. Fry, still related to this story that we're looking at, do you think that the BRICS nation can really, in the long run, rival the dominance of the US dollars?
So, the analysis now is a tall order now. The most prominent currency in the BRIC for international trade is the Chinese renminbi. It just has 3% of trade compared to a dollar that has over 40%. I'm not saying China is not coming, but it's going to take them a while.
No, I mean in the long run, not now.
In the long run, maybe over 50, 60 years. But something is definitely going to happen to the world order. Because prior to now, the world order was tilted towards Europe. But you know it was the Americans that took over the world order after the Second World War. Post the Second World War, the likes of Kissinger and all of that. But prior to now, the world order was dominant around Europe. There was a lot of trade and investment. But once Europe was decimated after the Second World War, America picked up the world order. They started dominating. They started, in fact, they single-handedly reconstructed Europe. They issued something called the Marshall Plan that was spearheaded by Mr. Marshall. It cost $14 billion to be able to reconstruct Europe. And they started pumping economic, dynamics, production capacity again in Europe. And they provided Europe the market for it to stabilize. For instance, I'll give you an instance. America used to drive very big cars. But when they started up the production line for Volkswagen in Germany, Americans started embracing smaller cars too. And they were a very big market for German companies like Volkswagen to sell their cars. And that's why the Volkswagen company then set up an ad in the 70s then telling the Americans to think small when they started selling their Volkswagen Beetle. So it's that cross-mixing of economy that they were able to stabilize. America was also the one that was instrumental in that emergence of China in the 70s. Remember when Deng Xiaoping said, I don't care if the mice is black or the cat is black. Or as long as it. So that's all of it.
All right, thank you.
As regards that.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. A wonderful moment today, I must confess.
You've learned a lot today, right? You are richer for it.
Every now and then, you've learned a lot. Of course, we learn every day. Thank you very much. Do have a lovely day ahead, Mr. El-Rufai. All right, this is the size of our package today on Front Page Review on Voice of the People 96.1 FM Abuja. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And after, I'm going to go pay some bills after now. Then Igbo Amaka will come through Front Page Review in Igbo language. Stay with us and please don't change your dial. And in case you enjoy what we do here, you can check us out on our social media handle. In fact, what we just discussed now is on YouTube. In case you missed out on something, probably you didn't get us from the beginning, you joined us halfway through, then you have the opportunity to go revisit and watch us on YouTube, Voice of the People Abuja. Voice of the People Abuja. And you can also check us out on across our other social media handles at VOP961 on Instagram, Twitter, Thread, and also Facebook. Do well to subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Please do that for us. We really value that. And drop your comments whenever you have anything you want to say to us. We will definitely get back to you. Thank you very much. It's a wonderful moment, and today is the last day of the month of August 2023. Have a lovely day ahead. My name is Aliu Doma. Thank you for listening.